Now, Tracy's Kitchen and Appalachian Adventures, I'm talking about part 2 of why God is not a money genie. Okay, God talks about hard work, diligence, helping the poor. Now, you don't hear the poor hardly even mentioned in the churches anymore because they don't want to talk about those poor people, even though it's poor people that's making them rich. Okay, so they don't talk about saving for 3 generations. That is in Proverbs. 3 children. Why? Because they want you to give their savings to them, and God never tells us to do that. We should have a trust fund for ourselves and our children and the church if you have a church. Okay, but they're not going to talk about that in the pulpit. Why? Because that is boring. Okay, that's not going to, see, they're going to talk about the give and the get economy. If you give $20, God will give you $2,000. Why? Because that gets people hyper and excited. And they're going to just throw money at these preachers. Okay, and that particularly happens in the black church, as usual. Okay. Now, if you are on a $7.25 economy and you pay your tithes and offerings, God's going to honor your tithes and offerings. God will find you a cheap car. He will find you a cheap house to either buy or rent. He will find you some cheap food. He will find you some yogurt for $1. He will find you some guacamole for $1. Okay? He will find you some cheap clothes. He will find you a skirt for $1. He will find your children's clothes 50 cents. He'll find it for you. Okay? He may give you a witty invention, something that nobody has ever invented before. Okay? He will find you some cheap land. You can buy land for $1,500 a lot. I saw it right there on the internet. I've seen 2 to 3 acres for $15,000. Toledo, Ohio, you can probably buy a house for $400 if you fix it up. Detroit, you can do the same. Buy a house for $200 if you fix it up. In Alabama, you can probably buy some lots for $45. You may be able to buy a shack for $400 in Alabama, but you got to tear down the shack and you got to start all over because there are truly shacks in Alabama. The only thing to do is just tear it down. Okay, you can't. Some houses you can't fix up, but you can just tear it down, build another one. Okay, I would suggest everybody go by the word. The word talks about work hard, buy land, work 6 days a week, plant a garden. Okay, buy a big enough lot so you can plant a garden, and that will save some money on your food. Save for yourself and your children. Put some land in your children's name. If you start a trust fund for your children, when they turn 18 or 25 or 30, tell them don't spend it. Tell them to add to the trust fund. Don't spend the trust fund. Okay, there's so many scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. In Psalms and Proverbs in particular, the Lord talks about the poor. He cares for the poor and how to manage your money. Okay. But my opinion is to avoid the get-rich-quick schemes. Okay. So, no, God is not a money genie. To answer your question, no, God is not a money genie. Okay, he expects you to work hard. If you're on Skid Row right now, I'm suggesting you get off Skid Row. Go get $7.25 an hour job. Go buy a lot somewhere that nobody else wants. Tennessee has abandoned skyscrapers. Tennessee has abandoned hotels up there in the woods. Okay, go buy it. Get yourself off Skid Row. Have a nice day.